Hi, my name is Ba-Duong, and my research proposal is on the benefits and limitations of ambiguity within contracts. As the title suggests, this proposal would be based upon the use of ambiguity in writing and creating contracts while identifying their benefits and limitations. The data collected will be qualitative and will consist of tests and questionnaires completed by law students. The desired results of this study would be to identify benefits and limitations that can be applied to the broader industry of contracts. Contracts are legal agreements between two or more parties. The importance contracts have in our lives makes it imperative for us to research the format of contracts and how they may affect us. Many contracts employ the strategy of ambiguity, which actively omits requirements and information to broaden the requirements of contracts. There have been previous studies into the use of ambiguity, but no study has fully explored the use of ambiguity in a broader sense while examining the benefits and possible exploitations of said ambiguities. The purpose of this study is to identify the possible benefits of ambiguity when used in contracts as well as examine possible loopholes and limitations. This work is needed as its wide use makes it a topic of interest to research further uses. The current study will address the following research question. What are the benefits of ambiguity when used in contracts, and what possible downsides and loopholes are there? This proposed study will particularly focus on law students attending Santa Clara University, but can be replicated at other institutions. Participants will be randomly selected from the third-year class of the Juris Doctor program and will be asked for consent to partake in a voluntary study. The first part of the study asks participants to take a tolerance of ambiguity test in order to gauge their tendencies when faced with ambiguous stimuli. Participants will be then split into tolerant and intolerant groups. They will be given two lists to fill, with one being for benefits, while the others for limitations of ambiguity. This pre-study will help gather an initial impression of ambiguity and will later be used as a reference in the study. The next step in the study would be to have participants analyze ambiguous contracts and the possible benefits and limitations. Each contract should come from a different industry to create conclusions that can be generalized to all contracts. Contracts from popular industries such as real estate, partnership agreements, and leasing contracts should be used as they are the ones most used today. The pre-study responses and the post-study responses will be compared, and the responses that appear the most will be accepted as a finding that can be generalized to the industry of contracts. Responses that are uncommon and unique will be classified as relative to their specific industries only. Based on previous research, it is expected that there are benefits such as promoting greater cooperation between involved parties, reduced costs of writing and enforcement of requirements, and allowing greater movement while adhering to requirements. There are limitations such as possible exploitation and long-term use as contexts surrounding written language can change. Ambiguity can also cause contracts to be subject to public opinion and can be overturned. There are a few limitations associated with the study, such as some industries may format contracts specific to their needs and may not be generalized to other industries. Benefits and limitations are also subjective, so future research can increase the size to reduce further bias. Future research should also include other professions and fields of study to include unprofessional interpretations of ambiguity in contracts to create a more representative analysis. Thank you.